Matty P has just changed his name again.
I thought you said you're booking us for television. It's your favorite show. Oh, it's the new show, yeah?
And you forget that Don Jerry guy. In fact, he dresses little cheap. Honest to God, he looks like him.
The head was a dipshit, and I'll say it. He was a dipshit. He quit on his damn team. Give me the coffee. I'll take the coffee.
You gonna do that like Patrick Waugh? You better play like Patrick Waugh. You can't tell your defense you want this, that, and this.
Tough question is, why the fuck do you want to work with the yard?
Tonight's episode of the Penalty Box is sponsored in part by Butthurt Cream. Instant relief for your belief. Butthurt Cream.
Good evening, hockey fans, and welcome to another episode of the Penalty Box with your host, Kelal Ocmin. It's a jam-packed show. I'm going to make it condensed, and I'm going to basically just shoot off the cuff, so to speak. I have a lot of stuff I have to cover, so I'm going to jump right into it. First and foremost, this season on the Penalty Box, we're trying some new things. I have a couple people in the AHL and a couple people in the CHL. Yes, you heard me correctly. AHL and CHL content for this season. Some of the AHL my contacts, I should say, some of them want to remain nameless, which is fine. I'm perfectly okay with that. Some of them want a little bit of the limelight, a little publicity. Eastax30, he's an AHL correspondent, and he was able to write up a well-detailed report, basically predictions thread, so to speak. He hasn't publicized this yet. It's a Penalty Box exclusive, and I'm going to share that with you tonight. Also, for the CHL, I have more CHL content coming down the pipeline, so to speak, in future episodes. A couple big ideas, one of which was basically a CHL town hall style meeting. A couple CHL members have contacted the Penalty Box, and yours truly, and want to get together with a couple CHL GMs and players, or anybody else that wants to jump in and have a conversation of what issues they have, what issues they want to discuss, and how they want to go about it. It's CHL town hall meetings conducted on Xbox Live through NHL 13's lounges menus. Basically, we jump into an NHL 13 lounge menu, we set up a password, and you can communicate with everybody right there and find out what's going on in the CHL from the frontline grunts. That's right, you CHL players will have an opportunity to voice your concerns, whether it be complaints, whether it be ideas, what's going on, who's hot, who's not, all that good stuff. That is coming down the pipeline this season, and VHL Penalty Box exclusive. Stuff you won't find on Dollarvision. Also, tonight's episode, I have a CHL idea. It's an idea that will help make the VHL stronger from top to bottom. And it is particularly about the CHL. It'll help the NHL, it'll help the AHL, and it sure as hell will help the CHL. And that's a Penalty Box exclusive coming up later tonight in tonight's program. Why are you asking, am I so excited? Well, aren't you excited? Tonight is Puck Drop. That's right, Season 11 starts tonight, Sunday, March 3rd. It's a fun time of the year. It really is. Started the season for the AHL and the NHL. CHL bidding just got over with. You got 1 week of preseason to get the chemistry going. So your season's been delayed a week due to bidding and stuff like that. So it is the premiere night for the NHL and AHL, and we will be discussing the AHL in depth later tonight's program. So I want to congratulate Eastax30 for joining the program as a correspondent. I also want to congratulate all the CHL members who have contacted me via PM on LeagueArena.com with your ideas and what sort of stuff that you'd like to have covered this season on the Penalty Box. I also have, of course, the league is starting to publicize the naughty list. Tonight on the Penalty Box, I have Week 1's naughty list. Naughty! And there's a handful of players on that list. We'll get to that list later in the program. When we get back from this Quick commercial break. I'm going to break down E-Stack's predictions for the AHL. Don't go away.
Coming Season 11, VHL's Pro Line. You pick the winners for your chance to win Microsoft points. VHL Pro Line. Tonight's episode of the Penalty Box is sponsored in part by Butthurt Cream. Instant relief for your belief. Butthurt Cream.
Welcome back. Now, Stack's AHL report is such as this. It's very in-depth. It's very long. I'm going to try and condense it. I'm only going to give the top 3 here and there. I'm going to start with the AHL Eastern Conference, the Atlantic Division. Stack's AHL report is predicting that Bridgeport will win this division. In second place is the Adirondack Phantoms. Say that 10 times fast, Darth. You fucking mouthful. Yeah, I know. And for the sleeper is the Connecticut Whale. Now, he also breaks it down. For instance, the Bridgeport Sound Tigers, projected to finish first in this division. Key players to watch are Mr. Chloroform. You got Vorak, V-O-R-A-C-E-K. And you also have a guy by the name of Copy Guy Bree. The 3 top players on the Bridgeport Sound Tigers to watch. The Phantoms, who he has picked to finish second. Your top 3 guys are Chosen One, Captain Winky, and Ben 2757 FC. Can you add some more numbers to your name, please? Those are just some of the players in the Atlantic Division to watch out for on those 2 top teams in his picks. Remember, the Connecticut Whale is picked to be the sleeper of that division. Now the Northeast Division. He has the Providence Bruins taking on the Northeast Division in the AHL, followed by the Hamilton Bulldogs and a sleeper pick of the Toronto Marlies. For the Hamilton Bulldogs, who he has picked to finish second, key players to watch are Major Jets fan, BMW 1190, and an Insane X Woody. What's with the numbers, folks? It's really hard to read your names on the air with all these damn numbers. Could you condense it just a little bit? I mean, Jesus Christ. Holy shit. And for the Providence Bruins, he has XX Kratos, iDroopy, and Jar Jar 420. 500k left defenseman. Those are your top 3 players of those 2 teams for that division. For the AHL Southeast Division, he has the winner, the San Antonio Rampage. In second place, he has the Charlotte Checkers, and for the sleeper, the St. John's Ice Caps. For the San Antonio Rampage, he says, basically, watch out for Maiden M.A. He's a $1.5 million center. And then there's Beckham 23, a 500k goalie, and also Kane 9, a 500k right wing. For the Charlotte Checkers, he says, watch out for Justin Blaze, JST Blaze 27, not to be confused with the infamous Nashville Predators owner, Justin Blaze, who's now over in the Antler League, who still can't win a cup with all the scrubs he's playing against. You also have Prototype X85, a $2 million center, and 211 in progress, a $4 million left defenseman and BOG. For the St. John Ice Caps, he has their projected finish 4th, but he says they are a sleeper pick. For the St. John's Ice Caps, you have Hall, $3.5 million left winger, and you have Beckham, not Beckham, you have Sergeant Rolston, a 500k center. Sergeant Rolston usually plays defense. I think this is his first season playing forward. Best of luck to you, Rolston. And you have Io Nuts, 500k left defenseman. Never heard of him. When we get back from this commercial, I'll break down the AHL Western Conference from Stack's AHL report. Don't go away.
Tonight's episode of the Penalty Box is sponsored in part by Butthurt Cream. Instant relief for your belief. Butthurt Cream.
Welcome back. The AHL Western Conference from Stack's AHL report, and his predictions are as follows. Again, this is his predictions, not mine. I asked for more content from you guys, the viewers, and this season you finally listened. I have AHL content, CHL content, and of course I have NHL content, which I'll get into later in the broadcast. For the AHL Central Division in the Western Conference, he has the projected winner, Rockford IceHawks. In second place, he has the Grand Rapids Griffins, and their sleeper pick would be the Springfield Falcons. For the Rockford IceHawks, he says the three players to watch out for are Random Me, a $4 million right winger, Jimbo, 1616, a $2 million left winger, and a Bag of Pucks, a $3.5 million center. That's right, $3.5 million center. That is for the Rockford IceHawks. For the Grand Rapids Griffins, he has their projected finish at second place with Odie at $1.5 million right winger, Jimbotron at $3.5 million, he's a right defenseman, and then there's Lord Riddick, a $500K defenseman, right D. That's your AHL Central picks and predictions from ESAC's AHL report. For the Northwest Division, you have the winner, the Oklahoma City Barons. In second place is the Chicago Wolves, and his sleeper pick is the Lake Erie Monsters. For the Oklahoma City Barons, he says the players to watch out for, in no particular order, Jack Bauer Tuna, a $3.5 million right defenseman. The main event, a $3 million right wing, and Sphinx Reborn, a $500K center. Now, of course, he wrote this report about a week and a half ago, so this does not reflect current trades. These players might have switched some teams, just a little disclaimer. This is what he had before the trade deadline was over and the trades were announced. So if you guys have a beef, take it up with him. Not me. I'm just reporting what he gave me. Where was I? Oh yes, the Chicago Wolves. Projected finish second. You have Snipe, $4.5 million left winger. You have Optimus Rhyme. That's R3IM at $500K. He's a goaltender. And you have BC and Trula, a $2.5 million left defenseman. The sleeper pick again is the Lake Erie Monsters. Lake Erie's projected finish is third according to his list. Duth Masta Dank, a $3 million center, is the top guy on that team, followed by Smoke 17, that's $3.5 million right winger, and Sick Hops, a $1 million right defenseman. That is the Northwest Division predictions. Now for the AHL Pacific. The winner of this division that he has picked is the Manchester Monarchs. You know, the Hollywood Kings AHL affiliate. In second place is the Texas Stars, and in third place is the Worcester Sharks. For the Manchester Monarchs, it's Ikmikim. Nice name. If I butcher your name, that's what I do. Ikim. Ikim. A $1.5 million center. And then there's Prodigy 13. He is a $2.5 million left winger, and then there's Body Bruiser, a $2 million right defenseman. For the Texas Stars, he has them projected to finish in second, led by Mason, a $1 million goaltender, Spency the God, a $3.5 million goaltender, and Newfie Miller, a $500K right winger. And for the sleeper pick, the Worcester Sharks, he has Justice Media at $3.5 mil. He's a right defenseman. At $4 mil, you have Zero and June. He's a left defenseman. And then there's Kenny Dubes, a $500K right winger. And that has been Stack's AHL predictions for both the East and West Conference. When we get back after this commercial break, I will give to you that Penalty Box VHL exclusive ideas on how to make the CHL better. Do not go away.
We wanted the cup. It's our cup this season. No, we want the cup. It's our season. We already got the cup. We want another one. We got a cup. This one's ours. We want the cup this season. This is our season. We want the cup. Screw you guys. We want the cup. Fuck that. Our cup.
Every man. We want another cup.
We want the cup. We want another cup.
We got a cup.
With an asterisk.
So? Still a cup.
We all just shut up. We just want to make the fucking playoffs. Tonight's episode of the Penalty Box is sponsored in part by Butthurt Cream. Instant relief for your belief. Butthurt Cream.
Welcome back. As I said earlier in the program, in the first segment I believe, I have an idea that will help save the CHL, make it stronger, make it more competitive, and in turn make the entire VHL that much more fun. The NHL and the AHL, and my idea is this. Current system that we have right now for the rookie draft is anybody who signs up after the trade deadline and only plays X amount of games in the CHL or signs up new during the off season are eligible for the rookie draft. I think you should scrap it. That's right, I think you should scrap it. Destroy it. Throw it away because it doesn't work. It's stupid. It opens the door for cheaters, and this is how you change it. I didn't say get rid of the draft entirely. I said get rid of the rookie draft. No longer call it the rookie draft. Call it the NHL entry draft. And how you do that is very simple. Anybody who has played in the CHL in the previous season, for this season it would be season 11, so we're going to talk season 12 draft. Everybody who played in the CHL is eligible for the entry draft. You have statistics, you have games played, you can find out who's dedicated, who's not, who's a scrub, who's not, who is a flake, and who actually shows up and plays their games. It's all right there within the system that we have, the stats tracking program, the work in progress that it may be, but then you have it right there. So everybody who's currently in the CHL right now and has been an active member in their locker room for at least 3 weeks and has played a minimum of 3 games is eligible for the NHL entry draft. NHL teams may spend their draft picks, draft these players, and they can assign them directly to the NHL or to the AHL. All new sign-ups, all new players who have joined the VHL must play in the CHL their first season. So, for you assholes that like to change your gamer tags and sneak in under the radar and try to get drafted, it's not going to work. You can't abuse this system. It's very simple. If you're a brand new player, you got to play 1 season in the CHL. Whether you get picked up in bidding in the CHL bidding or you're randomly assigned, either way, you must be an active and willing participant for at least 3 weeks and play a minimum of 3 games in order to be entry draft eligible the next season. Now this should curtail people who try to abuse the system, such as those assholes that like to change their game tags and sneak in under a new tag and only a certain handful of people know who the hell they are, and all of a sudden, whoa, don't think I'm crazy. This has happened in the past, and it will probably happen in the future. But if you try this new system, you eliminate that problem because they have to play an entire season in the CHL. At least be active for 3 weeks and play a minimum of 3 games. Now you're thinking, well, they'll just do that and then get picked up by their team. Not necessarily. Because their team still has to get their draft picks via trade and where they finish in the standings. It's not a guarantee they're going to land on their buddy's team. There's still some things in play. Now, if you see a team that's really, really trying hard to get the first round draft pick and the top 3 draft picks, well, then red flags start going off, and you might think, hey, there's something going on here, which the league can evaluate and pretty much find out, because loose lips sink ships, who's on the up and up and who's not. This also makes the CHL more competitive because the players know that they do well in the CHL. They show up, they play their games, they work their asses off. It increases their stock value for the entry-level draft. So you're helping both. Your draft picks in the NHL worth more because you have statistics to back up. You're no longer drafting blind. You no longer have to do all that homework and all the legwork yourself by the EASHL stats and all that other crap that can be completely manipulated. Now you have concrete evidence with the stats program already on the site. Like I said, the players playing in the CHL can now show up for their games, play more competitive, and then those players who are really, really good, win the awards, being a hot rookie of the year, whatever, they have a better opportunity, keyword, to be drafted in the NHL entry draft. Another key issue about this is all you players that have played in the CHL, and if you don't make it into if you don't get drafted in the NHL, the NHL entry draft, don't worry. You'll be thrown into the AHL bidding. You can still work your way onto an NHL team from the AHL. You're in AHL bidding. Yes, I said that correctly. The NHL bidding is for NHL and AHL veterans only. The CHL, the players in the CHL, if you do not get drafted in the NHL entry draft, you are entered into the AHL bidding. You could still make the show, that is the NHL, from an AHL squad. Nothing's preventing you from that. But it makes the NHL more prestigious, and it makes you, the players, work that much more to attain your goals to making it to the show. You have a bigger carrot, so to speak. You have your eye on the prize. You work your ass off. Hard work, dedication. You show these guys that you can perform, that you can produce, and that you're dedicated, which will increase your stock in the entry draft. And if you don't get drafted in the entry draft, you can do just as well in the AHL and hopefully make it onto the NHL team. And it also shows that some of these NHL douchebags, and there are quite a few of them, who don't try, who only want to play for a specific team, well, guess what? Your spot is no longer guaranteed in the NHL. You have to perform, or you will be replaced by a player who can perform, who has a proven track record and statistics to back it up. A lot of NHL veterans are going to scoff and stick their nose up and say, oh, you're just a CHL or an AHL or lifetime this, blah, 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 blah. Those are the douchebags I'm talking about. I'm talking about the guys that are hard workers, that prove themselves, that show that they're dedicated, that just turn the VHL upside down by basically exposing the frauds that are the douchebags that stick their noses up at all the little guys who don't care, who only play for their buddies, and you know, the guys that request trades and all that other crap because they don't like this certain team. They say, oh, this team blew their draft or traded everybody away for nothing, blah 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 blah, end of the world, blah. The team cancers. That's what I'm talking about. You get rid of the team cancers and you replace them with healthy, able, dedicated bodies that have already established themselves in the CHL and in the AHL. That's my idea. I don't see a negative in this idea. I really don't. Now, some of the CHL players might say, well, I have to play another season in the CHL. Hey, there's a limited roster spots. A limited amount of roster spots. I'm sorry, but that's the way it is. That's the nature of the beast. But if you play hard, you produce, you will garnish some recognition, and there is a good chance that you will have a great opportunity to be picked up in the NHL entry draft. For NHL owners and GMs, your draft picks become worth more. They're now prized possessions because you have statistics to back up the draft pool. The CHL draft pool. Again, let me break it down to you very simple. All new signups play one season in the CHL. All current CHL players are eligible for the NHL entry draft. NHL entry draft picks are eligible to be allocated to the NHL squad right away or to the AHL squad. All non-picked players that played in the CHL are eligible for the AHL bidding. Okay? You can still make it to the NHL show by working hard through the AHL, being called up for an empty roster spot. You could still make this show. But it makes the NHL a little bit more exclusive, a little bit harder to attain. But once you do, it's just that much more rewarding, thus increasing the amount of dedication in the AHL and in the CHL. And let me give you another tip. CHL players. Forwards are a dime a dozen. Seriously, they are. I'm going to give you a real simple tip on how to make an NHL roster faster. The forward market is saturated. And that's what I mean by they're a dime a dozen. It is extremely saturated. Defense, goalies, those are prized possessions on NHL and AHL rosters. If you see that there is a plethora of forwards, maybe you should learn how to play defense or try playing goalie. Who knows? You might be a better goalie or better defenseman than you ever be at forward. Or you can play a couple seasons at defense and goalie, and then once your initial contract is up, you can switch positions to forward and roll the dice and see where you land. But if you want to make it onto an AHL or an NHL squad faster than you currently are right now, switch to defense. Play some goaltender. Those positions are in demand. Forward positions are not. That's just the truth. I'm sorry if you get butthurt over that, but that is the nature of the beast. There's quite a few people in the NHL that have played multiple seasons at defense and multiple seasons at goaltender that have made the switch to forward and have had a successful career in doing so. You can have that opportunity too, but if you want to accelerate your chances of getting to the show or getting to the AHL and being picked up in bidding or the NHL entry draft, make the switch. Because right now the forward market is extremely saturated. Now, also, we need to start a campaign to get more players to sign up to the website to join the CHL. Now, I know a lot of you like to sign up late. Some of you have signed up late in the past. Some of you forget. I understand. But if you're playing OTP or drop-in, you're playing with some guys that you think could do well in the VHL, have them check out leaguearena.com and sign up. It's real simple. What's the harm in it? There's no. It's a free website. It's a free sixes league. There's no cost. There's no negative. Tell them to check it out. It's a lot better than that stupid, don't tell mom I'm up past my bedtime league, or the Antler League, the Deer Hunter League, whatever you want to call it. But that's my CHL idea. Take it or leave it. Discuss it on the forums. I honestly believe that it will curb the cheaters. It'll make the opportunity bigger and better for CHL members, and it would also give statistics and help out the NHL and AHL teams and owners to figure out who they want to use their draft picks on. And it will also eliminate, like I said, the cheaters, the ones that change their gaming tags, that like to fly in under the radar and be an unknown. You sign up, do your time in the CHL, perform well, be a dedicated member, and you will have the opportunity to make it to the show. Multiple chances, not just the NHL entry draft. But that's my idea. So, take it or leave it. When we come back after this quick commercial break, I will have that naughty list. Don't go away.
Tonight's episode of the Penalty Box is sponsored in part by Butthurt Cream. Instant relief for your belief. Butthurt Cream.
Welcome back. Now, Season 11. Welcome back. Season 11's Week 1 Naughty List. Naughty! And this goes back all the way to Season 10 for some of these players. On the Carolina Hurricanes, you have 2 players that are suspended for Week 1. Baghdadi from Season 10. And Reaping Giroux. Or Reaping G-U-R-X. I don't know how to say his name. Season 11 with the Carolina Hurricanes. They're suspended for Week 1. K. Walker on the Chicago Blackhawks, along with Secret Weapon 9, also known as Fachimo or Forchimo or whatever the hell you want to call him. Yeah. Oh my, it's Fortissimo. They're suspended for Week 1. Naughty! Also, from the Montreal Canadiens, LA Kings, from Season 9 with the Pittsburgh Penguins, that's currently under review. That might change, but this is what was made public. Nashville Predators have 2 players. Capon 62, that's K-A-P-N 62, Season 11 with the Nashville Predators, and Replay Kev, Season 11 with the Nashville Predators. From the New Jersey Devils, Backlund X22, Season 10 with the San Jose Sharks. And from the Philadelphia Flyers, you have Drew QC, XX Drew QC XX, Season 10 with the Phoenix Coyotes. And in the AHL, only 1 player was naughty for Season 1 and suspended. Bulldog Hockey, Season 10 from the Norfolk Admirals, currently on the Milwaukee Admirals. That is your Week 1 naughty list. Don't be that guy. For everybody here at the penalty box, and also the contributors who are contributing to the show for the CHL, for Eastax and all the other AHL contributors, I also want to plug Z Raiden's Sig Shop. He ran an ad on this program. It's fantastic. I'm going to have him do some graphics for this show. If you didn't catch it, check it out. He's on the forums. You want a signature made, send him a message. Follow the directions. You can do that. Also, Titus and the VHL Media Group, along with the commissioner staff, the new VHL Pro line. Week 1, get your picks in. Hopefully you got them in. Check it out. It looks like a lot of fun. For everybody at the penalty box, including our 2 new sponsors, Z Raiden's Quick Sig Paint Shop, or slightly better than the Microsoft Paint Shop, and Titus's brainchild, along with B. McDonald. Pro Line, where you get to pick the teams. I'm Kelal Ocmin. This has been the penalty box. We'll see you at center ice when the puck drops. Week number 2. And, by all means, stay off the fucking naughty list. Good night.